Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today we're going to start working on our Army at War number 269. It needs a little bit of love. Well, it probably needs a lot of love, but that's besides the point. But we're not going to start by removing the cover like I'd originally planned. What we're going to start with is cleaning up a little bit of the white areas, and that's a little bit of dry cleaning. And I have to be real careful so I don't rip anything. But that's what we're going to go with to start with, right after this. So I have my little eraser here, my Pentel Click Eraser, and I'm going to start with the R up here, and I'm just going to very lightly go over it. Not going to be in a hurry. It's not something that I need to have done in 2 seconds. You know, it's something that I'm going to take my time with. But I just want to try to get any visible dirt off the white areas that I can. And we're going to do the cover. Now, what do I mean by the cover? I mean both the front and the back. See, there are not two parts to a cover. It's one thing, which people make a mistake with when they're grading a comic. They grade the front cover separately from the back. That doesn't make sense to me. They're both cover. It's all one piece, or supposed to be. So when you grade it, you should grade it all as one piece. If the surface area of the cover on the front is good, but the surface of the area on the back of the cover isn't, then that should be graded as you know, the surface area is not that good. And I have separations for the covers. The way I do them, the way I grade them. Because I'm trying to get to the point where I can quantify a grade. In other words, I grade every comic the same way every time. A little bit of white here. I may have to go get my other, I think I'm going to get my other one to do the white around the edge rather than doing it with this larger one. But I do have some white down here I can work on. Very gently. You do not want to cause any more damage to the book than is already there. That would be a bad thing. There's enough to repair as it is without adding more damage. The edge. Very lightly going over the edge. What I like about this one is it has the full edge to it. There's no parts of it missing yet. And then we go to the back. And I think for the back, I'm going to use a little bit bigger eraser. I'm going to use one of these to do part of it, just because that way I can cover more area at once. Still going very light. I do not want to damage it more than it already is. I just want to get some of the dirt off. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, aren't you going to wash it? And yeah, I am, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't take off as much dirt as possible beforehand. You know, loose dirt. You want to take that loose dirt off before doing any kind of soaks, because it could take and backfire on you. I have had cases where I didn't wash the cover. I didn't dry clean the cover first. and then I gave it the bath and the soak and the wash and everything, and turns out all I did was soak it in, make it worse. I soaked the dirt right into the paper. So always dry clean your books first if you can. Or as much as you can. Now I'm sure you probably don't notice any difference in what I'm doing, but believe me, I see it. I can tell. If you look at here, it's darker, and here it's a lot lighter, and that's because I removed some of the dirt from that crease. I'm doing that here too, removing some of the dirt from the crease, so that it's darker up here than it is down here. Go right along that line there. Right along that line. A lot of white on this page. And I may go over this a little more once I finish this video, just to get it as clean as possible. But right now I just want to get as much of it off as possible. And it doesn't take that long. I used to spend hours doing this, but I've gotten to where I know what I can do. I know how I can take off the dirt. I know the exact amount of pressure I need to put on the comic to get the dirt off. And that all comes with experience. Shouldn't be too much longer. Right there, the staple is actually poking through the paper. You see how I did that? When I got to this tear here, of course I realized that I was going to wrinkle it, so I held it, and I went this way up to it, and then I went the other direction on the other way. And that way I don't make it worse, or not too much worse anyway. didn't do this with the Dell comic I did last time, the Cisco Kid, because it didn't have that much white on it. Not really. I should have, but I didn't do it. Now, what about this piece, you ask? I have it right here. I put it in a little card sleeve so I wouldn't lose it. Probably a good idea. Problem is getting it out. This doesn't look that dirty. Ah, that's because I was doing the wrong side. That's okay, I'm going to do the inside of it too. I think I just tore a piece off. Yeah, I did. It's alright. We will get it fixed. You know, I might be better off just filling that with furnish if I can get a good color match. I hadn't planned on doing anything to it, but yeah, that might be a better idea, is to do a fill on that one. We'll have to see how it turns out. Stick this back in here. Get this little tiny piece. I don't want to lose that. I'll put that in there also. And then set that off to the side so I don't lose it. I think that's going to be it for this. Nope, still got to do that. Now when I got this little tiny eraser, it came with like 20 refills, and to be honest, I've barely used any of it. Clean it up a little bit. There we go. And now we'll start working on this little line here. I might actually try to do a restoration on this cover. I know that's not a popular thing. I don't think it would be that difficult. It could be an excuse to go down to Michael's or to Hobby Lobby, whichever, and get some much needed supplies. If I do decide to go with a restoration and fill in these creases, I'm not going to use ink, I'm not going to use paint. I'll probably use a colored pencil or something like that to fill it in. I think it would definitely make it look a lot better, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. We'll have to see. That's going to be it for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot, so you got to watch me use some erasers. 3 different types of eraser. They're actually all the same, just different sizes. That gives me the weekend to remove the cover and do the recording of the cover removal. So I think that's going to be it for this one. Stay tuned, because the next video is going to have me taking this cover off the... yeah, that ought to be fun. Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that thumbs up button or the thumbs down button. I don't care which you hit, it's up to you. I'll respond to any comments you send me my way. And thanks for everybody that has watched so far and that helped to select this comic. I did have some people that were wondering why, this comic, I can buy a replacement for $10, $15. Part of it's because of the experience that I get from it, and part of it's to show you that it's really not that difficult to work on square-bound comics and remove the cover. So, yeah, that's, learning experience. Learn from me and me learn. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Tell your friends about my channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next video. Bye.